Good evening and welcome to Cassell Coliseum in Blacksburg, Virginia. It's ACC basketball action coming at you, Virginia Tech versus California. I'm Thomas Hallett, joined by my good friend and partner Lucas Harrison for 3304 Sports. Lucas, it's the first ever trip that Cal has made here to Blacksburg. What do they have to do to get the job done today?
I think if you're Cal, you just got to honestly build off what your fellow state mate Stanford did and kind of just hit the Hokies while they're down. You know, the Hokies dominated that game for 58 minutes, and then the last two, it crumbled to the floor, and they walked away with a loss, and Stanford walked away with a 12-point comeback win. And if you are California, you want to lean on people like Day-Day Ames and Justin Pippen to get the job done. And I say Day-Day Ames because, well, former UVA transfer. He's played Tech many times. He's played Tech, I think, twice last year. And he had great games against Virginia Tech. So I would honestly, if I'm Cal, I would lean on Day-Day Ames to get this one done today.
Certainly, he has been a fantastic player, averaging almost 18 a game this season. Flipping over to the Hokies, they absolutely blew it against Stanford. What do they have to do tonight to get back in the win column? That's now two back-to-back tough losses, Stanford, and then before that was Wake Forest.
You just need to remember what you did right in that game. And what they did right was shut down Stanford's best player in that game for most of it, but then later on he did explode and get him that win. But honestly, if I'm Virginia Tech, remember the good things and forget about the bad things. Because Virginia Tech did a lot of good against Stanford and Wake Forest. It's just they weren't able to put it together at the end to get those wins. But honestly, if you are Virginia Tech, if you're able to finish in those last 5 minutes, you'll be a powerhouse in the ACC.
Virginia Tech, no Toby Lawal in the starting lineup. We did hear earlier on that his minutes restrictions were gone. Came back from injury against Stanford. How big of a role do you think he's going to play tonight?
Honestly, I think that's solely off what Christian Gerdak does. If Christian Gerdak has a quick start like he's had in some games, I could see Lawal playing around the same minutes he played against Stanford. But if Gerdak has that slow start like he did against Stanford, he only scored, I'm pretty sure, 2 points. He was 0 for 3, I'm pretty sure, on field goal attempts in that game. So if he has that type of start, I would see Toby Lawal maybe moving back into that 25, 30-minute range. But if Gerdak does get out to a good start, I honestly could see Toby probably playing 20, 25 minutes.
Virginia Tech will also be without Tyler Johnson and Antonio Dorn. Tyler Johnson, obviously a big loss. He's a 9.5 point per game scorer. He hurt his ankle leg against Elon in that overtime victory. But one last question about Cal. This is an experienced team, but not in Berkeley. This is pretty much a team made up of freshmen and transfers. How impressive is it that this team is 13-3 to start the year?
Honestly, it's pretty impressive, if I would say that. But you know, if you look at the net rankings, they are honestly nowhere near Virginia Tech. They're about 15 spots down, and maybe it's because they've played kind of an easy schedule. But you say easy schedule, but they have a win over against UCLA at
very big win.
Yeah, very big win. They won that one at the Chase Center, but then you also look at their losses. They have a loss against Kansas State. They're a good Power 4 team. They have a loss against Louisville, ACC opponent. They're honestly, I think, still top 16, top 15 now?
Yeah, still top 25 regardless, and so
I mean,
is UVA
they're a good
as well.
team, and then they're coming off a loss against UVA. That's honestly what you want to key on to. Both these teams are coming off losses. One to UVA, and Virginia Tech has beaten UVA in that triple overtime thriller of a game. But then there's also the fact that it's honestly who gets off to the quicker start, because both these teams are coming off losses. So if you get up to that quick start, honestly, it could put that thought into the head of the other team. Are we actually about to lose back-to-back games? Or in the case of Virginia Tech, are we actually about to lose 3 straight games? Because if you remember, they lost 2 straight in the Maui Invitational. They lost to VCU and St. Mary's. Then they had that 6-0 undefeated run in December, and now they're off 2 losses to Wake Forest and to Stanford. So honestly, if Virginia Tech gets out to the win, they could go honestly maybe streak again and maybe get 5-4 on the spin.
You never know. This seems to be a little bit of a hot and cold team, but quickly before we step away from the national anthem and starting lineups, we'll give you the starting lineups ourselves. California, their starters tonight: John Camden, Day-Day Ames, Justin Pippen, Chris Bell, and Lee Dort. For Virginia Tech is Jalen Bedford, Jaden Shute, Amani Hainsberry, Neo Abdallas, and Christian Gerdak. We will step aside just for a moment for the national anthem and starting lineups, and then we'll be back with tip-off. Welcome back. We are just around the corner with tip-off. Once again, starters for tonight for Cal, it's John Camden, Day-Day Ames, Justin Pippin, Chris Bell, and Lee Dort. For Virginia Tech, it's Jalen Bedford, Jaden Shute, Amani Hansberry, Neo of Dallas, and Christian Gerdak. It's going to be a fun matchup. Both teams average over 80 points per game this season. Hansberry and Dort in the center circle awaiting the jump ball. But first, it's Inner Sandman here at a Cassell Coliseum.
Yeah, it's a Cassell Coliseum that's honestly more packed than I thought for this game. You know, it's honestly reminded me of the UVA game with how the attendance is here. And it may be part of, we got students coming back in, you know, they're going Greek life starting back up, so they got to come in a bit early. But as a student section, a bit more filled than it has been for the winter break. But it's honestly all about the hot start. What team could start off hot? If Virginia Tech starts off hot, like we've seen them before, Virginia Tech might be in the lead. But honestly, Virginia Tech's problem isn't their start, it's their finish. They've had 2 poor finishes, and they've had 2 dagger threes that have killed them in back-to-back games. It's all about limiting that 3-ball of California, and honestly, if they do that, they can win this game. But on the side of Cal, if you take it to the Hokies in the paint, maybe knock Gerdak out, force a, not injured Lawal, but a Lawal coming off an injury, you honestly can dominate the paint against this Virginia Tech team. And if you're able to do that, that's how you beat Virginia Tech, and that's Cal's way to get to their 14th win.
The blueprint has been laid out. The officials for tonight's contest, Mr. Tony Henderson, Mr. Mark Schnurr, and Mr. Michael Kitts. We are underway. Amani Hansberry tips it back. It does go out of bounds. Called off of Neo of Dallas. It will be Cal ball to start.
Yeah, honestly, that's fortunate for Neo. He tried saving it, but it was a perfect bounce pass to Camden in the paint. That would have been a free 2 for California, but Dallas's foot stepped out, so California will get the ball on the sideline.
Camden played for Virginia Tech for 2 seasons. Before last year, he transferred to Delaware, where he played with Isaiah Pasha. So a little bit of a homecoming for him. Cal starts with the ball. It's Camden at the top of the key. His 3 is off the iron, rebounded by Jalen Bedford.
Yeah, Virginia Tech 1-0 against former players. Remember that Colorado State game? They had a Virginia Tech transfer in that one, and Virginia Tech was able to win that one. So we'll see what Virginia Tech can do here.
Hokies getting into their action early. Shute in the corner, thought about taking the 3. He will dribble out. He is working on Camden, a push in the paint, and that is the first foul on Amani Hansberry tonight. Will be Golden Bear basketball. Yeah,
that's another key to a California victory, is getting Hansberry in foul trouble. That was a big thing in the Stanford game last Wednesday. Hansberry was forced out on 5 fouls in crucial minutes, so maybe that's California's key to victory there.
It is Justin Pippin bringing the ball up for Cal, guarded by Jaden Shute. He will get a screen from Dort. Gerdak helping, and Camden driving inside. Puts it up with the right hand, but it just won't go. Another rebound for Bedford.
Yeah, Camden's just trying to get hot here. He's playing at Blacksburg for the first time since transferring, so he wants to get hot here.
Wide open, Gerdak in the post, and he slams it down. A strong finish from the freshman.
That's nothing but a defensive breakdown for California. No one in the paint, too many people on the perimeter. Gerdak cuts, slams it home.
2-0 Tech lead with 8:44 left to play. Pippin gets the ball on the right wing, driving inside, a punt fake, pivoting around, and finally gets the ball back out on the perimeter. Ames working on Bedford. Some nice in and out moves. Picks the ball up. Ames gets it up and in. Nothing but nylon on that shot.
You just can't teach that. That's just pure talent, man. Just a fadeaway from the free throw stripe, perfectly in. It doesn't even hit the net. It just hits the brick and goes in. That's beautiful right there.
Hokie basketball. Of Dallas top of the key, blitzed off of the screen. Pass is deflected, but Bedford able to collect it. Bedford now trapped in the corner, pivoting around. Gets it to Gerdak in the short corner. Driving inside on the baseline, spins around with the left hand, does not go, but Hansberry gets it back. Floats it up of Dallas over to the wing, shoots 3, no good. Hansberry another rebound. They can't stop him on the inside. His shot, no good, but he does draw the foul. Will be 2 shots for Mr. Amani Hansberry.
Yeah, if you want to talk about talent, you got to talk about Manny Hansberry. He's the leading scorer for this team. 2 offensive boards there, just great positioning in the paint. And if he got that and one, just barely missed it, this place would have exploded after Hansberry's performance, but unable to get that one to go. He gets 2 shots at the charity stripe.
That is effort you cannot teach. I know Mike Young very happy with the way Hansberry's played this year. And honestly, he was a highly touted recruit in the transfer portal, but I think even then you're still very impressed with his play this season. His first free throw is good. A new substitute for Cal enters the game. Montos Cachonis checking in. Both free throws are good. It's a 4-2 Hokie lead. 17:42 left on the clock. And Pippen driving inside, tries to get it to the middle, to the rolling Lee Dort. Now it's Bedford pushing the pace, and he does get fouled at the basket by Cachonis.
Yeah, just
back. They changed it to Ames, excuse me.
Back and forth play there. On the other end for California offensive side, they were just a pass away from a free 2 there. I think pretty sure Pippen's pass just went a little bit behind, and that would have been a free 2, but now Bedford's got 2 shots.
If the last name Pippen rings a bell to you, he's the son of Scottie Pippen. Go ahead and get that out there. His brother, Scottie Pippen Jr., plays in the NBA for the Memphis Grizzlies.
Yeah. That's the only son they have in there. You got Stephen Marbury, the second on this team, too. But
I know. I saw that. I was very surprised by that one. I did not expect it. And I was like, Stephon Marbury II has to be his dad's Stephon Marbury, and he is. 2-time All-Star, one of the most underrated players. Bedford does get both his free throws. Now a 6-2 Virginia Tech lead. Cal on the other end. Lee Dort takes the contact from Gerdak and gets the layup to fall.
Yeah, that's just Dort using his experience there. The senior transfer from Vanderbilt just kind of bullies the freshman there. Great positioning, finishes out the rim strong.
Now it will be Hokie basketball, running some actions at the top of the key. Bedford now has the ball. He's blitzed, has to take it back out. Now trying to get downhill, flips it into the post. Hansberry's step-back jumper is no good. Pippen with the rebound.
Yeah,
pushes the pace, now flips it over. Now Pippen, screen at the top of the key. Steps into a 3-ball, and it hits nothing but the brick. Abdallas now to the middle of the floor. Gerdak, some nice footwork.
Yeah, I think Gerdak was looking for the foul there. Good thing he finished that one because he had a wide-open Jane shoot on the left wing. And if you keep shoot wide open, he will hit those almost probably 60% of the time.
I love the way Christian Gerdak moves. He's always such a fun guy to watch in those scenarios. Now it's Cal basketball. Pippen finds Chris Bell getting to the basket, takes the contact, and gets another layup to fall.
Yeah, it looks like the refs are letting the teams play here. A lot of contact on both ends and no foul on either end.
Hokie basketball in the hands of Abdallas. Blitzed off the screen, gets it to Hansberry. Shoot left open, pump fake, dribbles to his right, and it gets the three-pointer. Jaden Shoot, a big triple, 11-6. Now the score with 15:31 to play.
I don't agree with that because Cal's left him open on 2 back-to-back possessions. They're looking to double off Dallas and take a man off Shoot. You just can't do that because he is elite from the three-point line.
Pippen driving right down the lane and an acrobatic finish. Monty Hansberry tried to swat that at the rim, but couldn't get it. And a technical foul has been assessed, I believe. A lot of booing. I believe that's a technical foul on California head coach Mark Madsen.
Yeah, we'll see about that one. He was kind of hot. We're going to stay with you here for a little bit of this media time as we try to figure this one out. The ref's going over to the replay booth to look at something. I think we're to...
Not exactly sure what they're going to be looking at the table, but Mark Madsen could be in trouble. Speaking of NBA players, Mark Madsen, he was a part of the early 2000s Lakers, won 2 championships with them. So some NBA experience tied to this Cal roster.
I mean, that's not someone you would remember. You think of the 2000 Lakers, you think of Kobe, Shaq, maybe even Derek Fisher. You think of those players, but hey, Mark Madsen was there and he contributed. But we are going to go to immediate timeout here. Refs are still trying to figure this one out. So we will send you back off here on 3304 Sports.
We are back here in Blacksburg. Just now concluding the first media timeout of the game. 15 minutes, 10 seconds remaining in the first half. 11-8. Hokies lead by 3. Lucas, what have we seen in the first half so far?
Honestly, it's just been good offense on either end. You know, California, they're 4 for 5 on their last field goals. And something to note right now is Toby Lowell has checked in the game for Christian Gerdak as well as Ben Hammond.
Hammond, the 3rd leading scorer on the team, and he's done that coming off the bench this season. Pippen a little too handsy, gets a piece of Abdallas. That will be his first foul.
Yeah. Honestly, an underrated part of Abdallas' game is drawing fouls. He's honestly, I wouldn't say, this might come off the wrong way, but he's a great actor. You know, whenever he gets hand, he always reacts the right way, kind of draws that ire of the ref, and he draws more fouls than pretty much anyone on this team.
Unfortunately, only a 69% free throw shooter to go along with that acting. Jaden Shoot wide open in the corner, lets it fly, and it goes in. Another shot that's nothing but nylon.
Yeah, that's back-to-back jacks for Jaden Shoot, and you just can't keep him open. That line drive kind of arc on his 3-ball just perfectly fits into that rim, and it's another 3 for Jaden Shoot.
Day-Day aims right down the lane and leaves it off the glass for a tough layup.
Yeah.
It is good. 14-10 now the score.
That's just a defensive break.
Left to play.
That's just a defensive breakdown from Virginia Tech. No one marked Day-Day Ames, the ball carrier. He just drove into a wide open paint.
Ben Hammond now has the ball. Now Hansberry on the left wing. Back to Hammond. Draws a screen, splits 2 defenders. In the lane, now kicks it out. Lowell getting downhill, has it stripped, but a foul is called. Day-Day Ames gets a piece of Lowell's arm and is called for the reach in.
Yeah, Lowell reacts there, and the ref responds with a foul. Michigan doesn't agree with it. Or not Michigan, sorry. California does not agree with it. The colors got me thrown off there a little bit. But Lowell is able to draw that one, and he will actually get 2 shots at the line there. I thought that would be a reach-in, but looks like he was in the shooting motion.
Lowell at the line is a 74% free throw shooter, gets the first to fall. Speaking of Michigan, they dropped their first game today against the unranked Wisconsin Badgers, 91-88 the final score from that contest.
Yeah. I mean, hey, Michigan has looked dominant in most of their games, but people forget that Wake Forest game was really tight at the start of the season as the Wall makes his second. And honestly, Wisconsin, that's a basketball school through and through in my opinion. So losing to them, not shocking, honestly.
But another shocking thing, it was in Ann Arbor, home game for Michigan. So very, very shocking from that fact.
Now you bury the lead on that one. That is shocking, losing on home turf for Michigan.
Driving inside, Cal leaves it short, but I believe that was Lowell that lost it. Lee Dort got it back in, put it in with two hands. Now 16-12 is the score. 4-point Okie lead. Adalis in the corner, working on DJ Campbell. Dallas driving inside at the free throw line, spins around, fade away, and just won't go. Rebound flies towards the baseline, and the referee signals it will be Cal ball.
Yeah, honestly, I'm going to trust the ref on that one. I didn't get a good look at that one, but it looked like it was a lot of California on that ball, but maybe just a little bit of Hansberry's finger got to that one. So,
yeah, always one of those tough. Both guys had a hand on it. Now aims a three on the other end, and it rattles all around the rim and falls.
That was a deep three, almost from the logo, almost at the top of the V there. Drills it from, honestly, I think the NBA three-point line.
16-15 score of Dallas. An errant pass soars over the Cal bench. Somebody almost walked away with a souvenir. That went right in between two Hokie teammates, Shoot and Hammond.
I'm pretty sure Hammond was the intended receiver there, but I think Neo Abdallah maybe doing his best Kyron Drones impression there, overthrowing the receiver there, as that one just drills over to the Cal athletic trainer area right behind the bench. So.
Gerdak and Bedford back into the contest. Lowell remains out on the floor, along with Abdallas and Hammond. Now driving inside, kicking it back out, it's Campbell. Lee Dort has it at the top of the key. Dort will hand it off. Justin Pippen, pump fake, doesn't get Bedford to bite. Step back, kicks it into the corner, driving baseline, almost an errant pass, but Carr pulls it in. It's a three from Campbell, and he gets it. Tough shot by DJ Campbell, the senior out of Hampton, Virginia.
It's an 8-0 run for California. They've hit 3 straight field goals. They're 6 for 7, and they cannot miss. They have a 2-point lead now.
18-16 lead for Cal with 12:05 to play. A foul is called. Wasn't looking, don't know who it's on. Gerdak, the one who was fouled.
Yeah, Gerdak hits the floor there hard. I'm pretty sure that's going to be Cal's 5th foul. And something to note, they're only 2 fouls away from the bonus. And Virginia Tech honestly punished UVA in that 3 overtime thrower. UVA got into the bonus 5 minutes into the second half, and Ben Hammond, that man on the court currently, he went 16 for 18 from the free throw stripe. So look for that maybe to be a factor in this game.
The foul was on Montes Cachonis. And now it's a 3 ball for Bedford. That one clinks off the iron. Cal out running in transition. Carr has the ball, flips it to Justin Pippen, gets a screen from Cachonis. And now he slips it back door to Carr. Carr driving baseline. They pass it around. Pippen wide open from 3, and he gets it in. 21-16 the score. Cal, a barrage from 3.
If you're a coach, that's what you want your team to play like. Beautiful ball movement, great shot selection, and a great finish there.
Lowell has the ball, driving inside, looking around, gets it back out on the perimeter. Bedford leaves it short off the iron, and it will go out of bounds on the far sideline. 21-16 as we head to another media timeout. 11 minutes and 17 seconds remain in the first half. I'm Thomas Howlett with Lucas Harrison for 3304 Sports. Just wrapping up the media timeout with 11 minutes to go in the first half. Cal leads by 5, 21-16. Cal shooting 69% from the floor at the moment, 9 of 13, and they're 3 of 5 from three-point land. Cal starting with the ball, working the ball around. DJ Campbell in the post gets it out on the perimeter. TT Carr driving baseline, loses the ball, and it will go with the Hokies. Carr signaling to the bench for a review. I don't think he's going to get it.
No, he will.
Oh, no, he will.
I know.
Mark Madsen says, look at that. We want the ball back.
It's a bit of a gamble here this early, you know, if he's wrong, but, you know, nowadays you got people on the floor. You got, if you look over there, you got the guy on the computer trying to look at the clip real quick, and I think he may have gotten the signal to review it. But if this review isn't overturned, Madsen loses his coach's challenge for the rest of the game, which could prove costly like it did in the Wake Forest game, I'm pretty sure, where Coach Young lost his coach's challenge and couldn't challenge a call. That, honestly, if he did, would have gotten the ball back, and the game could have been different.
So they will look at this. The officials again tonight, Tony Henderson, Mark Schnurr, and Michael Kitts. We are under a review here at Cassell Coliseum.
I think we should use...
Do you think the shooting can continue from Cal?
Honestly, if we just look at their stats, no. I mean, they're shooting almost 30% over what they usually shoot. California usually shoots 42.6% from the field and 69%. Honestly, sorry for stopping there. The challenge will be successful, and California will get the ball on the baseline. But honestly, I want to use this time to highlight Day-Day Ames, the UVA transfer, and clearly he's got some of that hatred for Virginia Tech still left in his heart, as he's got 7 points in this contest.
Yeah, I don't think that type of hatred can go away. Pippen leaves it short, an air ball, and it is gathered in by Giovanni Ruff. No, that's not Ruff, excuse me. That is Milos Ilic on that rebound, but it is a shot clock violation nonetheless. The next shot was an air ball as well. Yeah,
the short time there, they only had 10 seconds to work with. Pippen had to go for it immediately, but Michigan unable to get one to go.
We had Day-Day Ames.
California. Why do I keep on saying Michigan?
We got Michigan on our mind.
It's because it was Pippen that shot it.
Now it's Hokie basketball, and that one deflected out of bounds. Montes Kachonis actually slaps it off of Toby Lowell, and it will be Cal basketball.
Yeah. The entire California bench there, got to make sure I got that right. They all reacted. I mean, everyone, the coaches, the players, even I think the athletic training staff behind, they were all saying that's our basketball, and they were right.
TT Carr will bring it up, gets the screen from Ilic. Carr picks up his dribble in the paint, will kick it out. Getting reset, Justin Pippen gets some screens at the top of the key. Virginia Tech slacks off, and Pippen's shot is no good. That one is batted out by 21 Nolan Dorsey, and now Pippen gets downhill. His finish won't go. Lowell falls to the floor on the rebound. Cal keeps the ball alive. What a play by Kachonis. And now Pippen has it inside, misses another layup. Kachonis misses, and a foul is called. Whew, I think I lost some breath on that one.
Well, Virginia Tech fans reacted with disdain, and I don't know if that's towards the refs or if it's towards the players, because Kachonis was doing everything on that play. He had a behind-the-back save that went up above the rim, gets rebounded there by Pippen. Pippen goes up with it, can't get it to go. Kachonis gets the rebound, goes back up into it again, can't get it to go again, and then he'll draw the foul going down for 2 shots. And this is completely off topic, but I just saw James Franklin walk through the curtain, and he's walking his way on the sideline. But this is basketball. This isn't football. I just want to put.
You got to stay focused here. You got to stay focused.
I mean,
basketball only.
And you say basketball only, but I'm going to predict like within the next minute he's going to be shown on the Jumbotron in here.
I'm surprised he hasn't been already. Kachonis only a 50% free throw shooter. Missed his first shot. Does get the second one to go. Now a 22-16 lead with 9 minutes and 53 seconds remaining.
That makes it a 12-0 run for the Golden Bears. from Berkeley. So let's see what the Hokies can do here.
They have looked good these past few minutes. Ben Hammond will get the ball and bring it up the court. Guarded by the true freshman T.T. Carr. Now it's Bedford on the Iverson cut. Swings it over to Gerdak. Gets a handoff to Hammond. Hammond thought about driving downhill. Will pull it back. Gets another screen from Hansberry. Shoot and Bedford play back and forth for a second. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Hansberry gets it up. Almost bricks it in.
This perimeter defense from California is just second to none. They don't even let the Hokies get inside the paint. That's how good it is.
And now Lee Dort back into the game. Gets a handoff. Lee Dort gets the pass from Pippen and slams it down. Great connection between those two. And Pippen, as much credit as he gets for scoring the basketball, averaging 14.9 a game, he averages 4 assists. Hammond getting downhill. His shot falls short. Now it's T.T. Carr out on the break. Some boos from the Virginia Tech fans. Pippen, wide open three in transition. Does not go, and a foul is called on Elich.
Yeah, it's gonna be a push there, offensive foul. And like we said before, Cal was shooting 69%. They have now regressed to their mean. They are back to 45.5. Sorry, they're back to 48%. And all those misses came in that one play where it just could not go in. But if you are Virginia Tech, they got 3 turnovers in the last 5 minutes. They haven't scored in the last 5 minutes, and they're 0 for their last 5 on field goals. But California's won it for their last 8 because they had 6 in pretty much the same possession.
I was incorrect. The foul was assessed to number 2, John Camden. And now it's Hansberry under the basket off the feed from Abdallas. But Hansberry forced to go back out. Abdallas denies the screen. Flips it out. Bedford deep 3 on its way. No good. Ball batted around. Carr hits the floor. Now it's John Camden pushing the pace. He will slow it down. And now Cal will get into their offense.
Nothing's going right for the Virginia Tech Hokies. Hansberry got into the paint, but he was literally swarmed by a herd of Bears. 3 people on him. He couldn't go up with it.
Carr flips it. Top of the key 3 for Camden. No good. And that one is a push on Nolan Dorsey.
Yeah,
not Jaden Shute to the ground.
Jaden Shute gets 1 for 1 now. California's at 7 fouls. And like I said before earlier on in the broadcast, I said California being at 5 fouls early could hurt them in this first half, and it's about to. Virginia Tech's got 8 minutes with the bonus in the first half. And for a team that hasn't been able to score in their last 6 attempts, and they haven't scored in 6 minutes, this is where their scoring needs to come from. If they get free throws to go in to supplement the field goal shooting, they could stick around, and hopefully in the second half they could come out looking better.
But Virginia Tech only a 70.5 percentage free throw team. I mean, they're not good from the charity stripe, and they only have one guy who's above 80, and that's Ben Hammond.
Yeah, but they got one guy who's just under 80, and Jaden Shute, he's at 78.6, as he will go 2 for 2 from the stripe here. To supplement that scoring, they're only down 6, 24-18, with 8 remaining.
8 right on the dot. T.T. Carr brings the ball up. Flips it to Dort, looking for a handoff, and a foul is called on Bedford. A little bit too hazy with Ames, and now Bedford with a little shove.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to review for a flagrant here, as I saw the referee make that, whirling signal.
They're taking it to the monitor.
Yeah, it was a little bit of pushing and shoving there, but I don't think this is going to come of much of anything. I'm pretty sure Carr initiated the contact. Bedford responded, but you can also look at it. You can't respond. You just can't do that. But we'll see here, and we are going into immediate timeout here. So we'll be back with you with 7:53 remaining. Your score 24-18 California here on 3304 Sports.
We are at the end of the media timeout. 24-18 is the score. Cal with a 6-point lead. 7 minutes, 53 seconds remain here in the first half in Cassell Coliseum. It will be Cal basketball. I assume they found nothing between the contact with Ames and Bedford. Now it's Dorsey on the block, kicks it back out. They will give it to Ames, getting downhill. Nice step back move, but he goes back downhill, kicks it to the corner. Nolan Dorsey, his three is clean.
Oh, man. This California ball movement, it's got me California dreaming right now of how good it is. They just can't, they always find the open man. And right there, Dorsey makes a great play on that three, but it was a better pass from the baseline right to Dorsey. Catch and shoot, gets that one to go.
Now it's Hansberry getting the ball, fine shoot on the outside, pump fake, and step back is no good. Jaden Shute just can't get that one to fall. He was 2 for 2 from behind the arc up to that point.
Yeah, Virginia Tech almost 8 minutes without a field goal.
Ames driving, kicks it back out, John Camden. And now Cal will pass it around on the perimeter. Lee Dort will get a screen for Ames. Now gets a screen from the other guard. It's Carr. Ames working on shoot, step back jumper at the free throw line. No good. Fighting for the rebound as Corey comes up with it. Driving inside, up and under, and he is hacked by Amani Hansberry. And it will be 2 free throws for T.T. Carr.
Yeah, there's no mistaking. That is a foul from Hansberry. An absolute whack there. But honestly, if you're Virginia Tech, you just can't let that happen. And more specifically, Gerdak. Gerdak had the positioning. He had the height on him. But they are just able to fight for it there. Carr gets the rebound, and they will get 2 shots at the line now.
Carr only 69% from the line. First free throw is good. Going back to that Nolan Dorsey 3 in the near corner, he's only 16.7% three-point shooter, and he got that one to fall. So now he's 2 of 7 from 3 on the season.
Yeah, that just tells you how hot the Golden Bears are. And during that little run there, Lawal and Ben Hammond have checked into the game for Bedford and Hansberry. And then on the side of the California Golden Bears, Carr will hit the bench for Pippin.
Hokie basketball on the baseline. Cal makes both now an 11-point lead, 29-18 with 6:35 left to play.
Yeah, you can just tell California's feeling themselves. They're going into a full-court press. They want to run up the score.
Hammond working top of the key. Pass it around, finds the hands of Abdallas, getting downhill, takes the contact, flips it up, and gets it to fall. Neo Abdallas with the chance at a 3-point play when the Hokies really need it.
Yeah, Neo Avdalas, as before mentioned, he's a 69.2% free throw shooter. And if you're the Hokies, you need this one to fall because you want that and one play to go your way and kind of build that momentum. Because California, honestly, they're kind of outclassing the Hokies here so far. The defense looks better. The offense looks a whole lot better. That offensive ball movement just looks miles above Virginia Tech. But if you're Avdalas, you need to hit this one, and you want to get your team back into this game.
Chris Bell checks into the game for Cal. Free throw is up. Abdallas bricks it. Long rebound corralled by Chris Bell.
Yeah, that's not what you want if you're the Hokies.
Now it's Justin Pippin working at the logo. And that one stolen by Ben Hammond. He read it perfectly in transition. Takes the contact and gets it with the left hand. Ben Hammond will go to the line. It's another chance at a 3-point play for the Hokies.
I said the last one needed to go. This one needs to go. Ben Hammond, great defensive play there. Strips, I'm pretty sure I can't remember who he stripped there, but he stripped the ball carrier of California, drives in, and he honestly goes into the contact and gets it one to go, and the Hokie faithful here applauds him for that one.
Hammond, 1.7 steals on the season. He led the team in steals last year. His free throw is up. It is good.
Yeah.
29-23 is the new score at Cassell Coliseum. 6:03 left to play.
California 2 for their last 11 on field goal attempts.
Pippin has the ball. Now it's Dort. This Hokie crowd starting to get into the game. Chris Bell gets the pass, driving. He picks up the ball. Gerdak swats it away. Now Abdallas flies in transition, leaves it up, and a big block. And no, that will get called a goaltend. Chris Bell wants it reviewed.
I don't know if that was intentional from Abdallas, but if you look at the replay here, it's a great, honestly, finish. He honestly plays for the chase down block because he's able to get the ball above the rim, which makes it a goaltending call.
29-25 now the score. Cal, they were in control for a majority of the first half, and now it looks like they're kind of hitting a rough spot.
Virginia Tech 7-0 run over the last 50 seconds.
Chris Bell gets it to Doherty, will hand it off. Nice screen, but it's called an illegal one. Got a little bit too much shoulder into the defender, and it will be Hokie basketball.
Madsen argues the call is not going to get changed, and now with 5 minutes remaining, Virginia Tech is no longer in the bonus. They're in the double bonus. That's 2 guaranteed shots, but looks like this one's actually a turnover, and it will be Hokie basketball on the other end.
Yeah, Coach Madsen not very happy. He's a very I'm
flamboyant.
Yes.
Intense.
He shows
Passion.
his emotion. Very passionate guy. His nickname is Mad Dog for a reason. Abdallas, corner 3, no good. Rebounded by Gerdak. Will stay with the Hokies. Shoot. Trying to get downhill. He will pull back out. Shoot, kicks out. Hammond now skips it across the court to Abdallas. Lowell getting downhill, rises up for the one-handed jam. A business decision was made by Lee Doherty. Got out of the way as soon as he saw Toby Lowell coming down the lane.
9-0 run. Here comes British Airways. It's a one-way flight to Blacksburg there for Lowell.
29-27 the score, 4:37 remaining. Cal trying to get into an action. Campbell getting downhill, almost has it poked away by Shoot. And another illegal screen is called. This time it's on Montes Cachonis.
Mike Young is fired up. This crowd is fired up. It looks like we might be going to a immediate timeout, but it's 11 fouls for California. It's a 9-0 run for Virginia Tech, and this crowd is as hot as it's been. Everyone's on their feet, from the cheerleaders to the student section to Coach Franklin on the sideline.
You've got to be happy to watch a game like this. As a basketball fan, that's why we love the game.
Basketball is a game of runs here, and both teams have gone on one.
Hammond has the ball on the right wing, dribbles towards the middle of the floor. Shoot, into the corner. Lowell trying to get downhill again, and a foul is called. It's Cachonis once more, and that will be his 4th personal foul.
Yeah, all these fouls are going to mean something, not only for shots at the line, but for players' availability. Cachonis has 3 fouls, Dorsey has 2, Pippen has 2, Ames has 2, Camden has 2, and if they get up to 3, they might have to sit the bench, and we might have to see California go deep in their bench as Lowell makes his first free throw there.
Big free throw that could tie it. 29-28 the score, just over 4 minutes remaining.
Yeah, the big thing here, it's a scoring drought for California. They haven't scored in 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and they've had 4 turnovers in the last 2 minutes and 30 seconds as well.
Lowell gets the free throw. Now he's still perfect on the day, 4 for 4. And it will be Cal basketball. We have a tied contest, 29 up, 4 minutes, 7 seconds remaining. Cachonis checks out of the game. And it will be TT Carr bringing it up the court.
I don't know what Young said to them in the huddle, but clearly it's working.
Dort smothered by Gerdak. Got it away. Now it's Pippen working, trying to get downhill. Dort setting all types of screens. Lobs it up. That one too high for Dort. Can't bring it down. Will be Hokie basketball. Ben Hammond in control.
Chance for their first lead since the 13-minute mark.
Gerdak in the post, just can't get the layup. Dort, I think he might have gotten a piece of it.
Yeah.
DJ Campbell gets it. Pippen, transition 3, no good. TT Carr fights for the rebound. He's been amazing at that. And a foul is called on the Hokies. It will be Dort going to the line on that second chance.
We're going to go to a media timeout here, but just before we do that, I just want to talk about TT Carr and his hustle, because he is hustling to every offensive rebound. He's causing problems for the Hokies. And honestly, if I'm any coach in college basketball, if TT Carr ever enters the transfer portal, hopefully not for Cal's sake, but this is a player that I want on his team. His hustle is second to none, and we will go.
He's 6'1", averages 4.6 rebounds a game. Absolutely amazing. That's hustle you cannot teach. We're going to take it to a quick media timeout. We'll be on the other side here at 3304 Sports. (29-29) all. 3:26 left in the first half between Virginia Tech and Cal. What a turn of events we've seen, Lucas. How have we gotten to this point?
Honestly, I'm going to be honest, I don't know how we've gotten to this point, because it looked like California was going to run away with this game. But then the Virginia Tech Hokies, feeding off this Cassell Coliseum energy, have stormed back. It's an 11-0 run over the last 3 minutes. And then on the side of California, their run, it's not scoring, it's turnovers. It's 5 turnovers over the last 3 minutes, and they haven't scored in that same amount of time.
Cal started 9 for 13 from the floor. They're now 11 of 25. Not great numbers. Dort's first free throw is good. It will be a 30-29 Cal lead.
Ends the scoring drought, but the field goal drought is still there. California regains the lead that was tied for just a couple of seconds.
Cal has had 10 players enter this game compared to Virginia Tech's 7. Cal gets the next free throw. 31-29 is the score. Lowell will inbound, has to look around. Bedford will control the ball. Now it's Heyman. Big possession for Virginia Tech. They've got to find a way to get this crowd back into the game. Heyman kicks it out of Dallas on the right wing at the Carillion Clinic logo. Now if Dallas is blitzed, throws up an errant pass to Gerdak. And that one not even close. It will be Cal basketball on the baseline with 3 minutes remaining on the dot.
Yeah, that is just beautiful trap defense. It's textbook there. Traps him in the corner. Abdallas has to jump up, two-handed, strong pass over Gerdak's head.
Justin Pippen started hot, but now he's 1 of 5 from 3. DJ Campbell getting downhill. Lowell contests. He's able to get it over him. Offensive rebound for Cal. And a foul is called. Milos Ilic will go to the line to shoot 2 for the Golden Bears.
Yeah, it's going to be on Toby Lowell. Yeah, that's good. That's his first foul. And honestly, it's a clear foul there. Hand comes down, hits Ilic going up. So he'll get 2 shots at the line as California looks to rebuild their lead, not from the field, but from the charity stripe.
Cal has only shot 6 free throws so far compared to Virginia Tech's 12. Both have 1 miss, and Ilic keeps it that way as he makes his first free throw. 32-29 the score. 2 minutes and 41 seconds remain.
Yeah, like I've said throughout the broadcast, Virginia Tech is going to win this game from the free throw stripe off Cal's mistakes, and California is going to have to supplement what they're doing at the free throw line. Free throw line becoming very important in this game.
Ilic makes them both now a 4-point Cal lead just when the Hokies got back into the game.
Honestly, shocking. Ilic, a 42.9% free throw shooter. That's lower than Shaq, by the way, and he hits it both.
Abdallah skips it into the corner. Bedford, wide open 3, and he makes it. Jalen Bedford can be a streaky shooter at times. Only 35.7% from beyond the arc this season. But when he needs it, he can hit some big ones.
That's Bedford's first field goal of the game. All his field goal attempts have been beyond the arc, and he finally gets one to go.
Pippen has the ball, looking around as he picks up his dribble. Now it's DJ Campbell again attacking the rim, leaves that one up, no good. Dort gets the rebound and a nice little touch off the glass.
They are just getting killed on the offensive boards. Cal's got 9. Virginia Tech has 3. If you want to see where Cal's winning this game, it's on the offensive glass.
2 of those offensive rebounds came on the same possession for Amani Hansberry for Tech.
That's it.
And
charging foul there on Abdallas.
35-32 the score now, 1:45 seconds remaining.
There you go. Honestly, if you're Virginia Tech, I'd be happy with where you are because only just a few minutes ago, they were looked down and out with an insurmountable lead. Now they're only down by 3. And if you're California, you just want to get that lead back up to where it was going into halftime.
Virginia Tech only 3 of 10 from 3. Shoot and Bedford the only guys who have made a shot from there. Justin Pippen has the ball for Cal, getting into the lane, puts up a nice 10-footer and gets it to fall. And that one is out of bounds. Lowell pressured. Ilic got a hand on it. Still remains with.
Just a lazy inbound there from Virginia Tech. There's nothing else you can call it. Hammond was just sitting on the baseline. Ilic just literally puts his palm out, and Lowell hits it dead center. But luckily for Virginia Tech, they get another go at it.
37-32. Now the thing is for Virginia Tech, though, where that was out, now Lowell has to stand still. He can't run the baseline. But it doesn't really matter as he gets it into Bedford.
That's still matter here. Bedford accelerates.
Now Ben Hammond at the top of the key. 1:14 seconds remain. That one knocked out of bounds. Ilic and Carr pressured Hammond hard off the screen.
Yep. Honestly, if I want to go in the head of Madsen, I think what he told him in the huddle was aggressiveness because Michigan, coming out of the media timeout, has been very aggressive. They're forcing, not really turnovers, but they're forcing Virginia Tech to the baseline. They're getting their hand into passing lanes. That's what you want to do to keep Virginia Tech off momentum.
Virginia Tech 6 turnovers on the night. Amani Hansberry has it. Now it's Hammond. Tries to get it away. Does. Now it's Hansberry. 3 on the shot clock. He has to put something up. Gets a mid-range jumper off, and it falls. That's a big shot from Amani Hansberry. 34-37 now the score. Tech has it within 3. 45 seconds is approaching. TT Carr, cold as he steps out of bounds. It will be Virginia Tech basketball. They're going to have a chance to get it to 1 or maybe even tie it.
Yeah, going back to that Hansberry bucket, that's a bucket that's going to stay in the head of Madsen and the players on the floor because they had Virginia Tech guarded perfectly for 29.9 seconds. But that .1 there let Hansberry get that shot off, and honestly, he converts on it.
Hammond splits the defenders, gets down the lane and finishes with the left hand. He draws the foul and a chance at a 3-point play to tie the game at 37. with 36 seconds remaining.
I've been in numerous Mike Young pressers, and Mike Young cannot give this man enough praise, and I can see why. He comes in at a bit of a shorter frame, only 5'11". When it comes to basketball, it's a short frame, but there he can use all of that size. Looks like we have a timeout here, 30-second from California, but we're going to stay with you here just to keep with us, to keep giving you some stats here. And it's back on Ben Hammond. Honestly, the best free throw shooter they have, 84.1%, and most of those free throws did come against in that Virginia game. But honestly, Virginia Tech 1 point away from tying this game again. And what do you think about that one, Thomas?
Yeah, it's very impressive that they just continue to be able to work in this game. Again, this is a ferocious team, and they just kind of keep showing you that tenacity. And I think nobody embodies that more than Ben Hammond. He's a shorter guy, but he's always getting in the lane, always getting shots off. And, man, he's been impressive. Only 5 points tonight, a chance to make it 6 with the free throw. But
yeah, if you want to describe this game to anyone, it's physicality.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And it's ferociousness. And the Golden Bears are earning their name, the Golden Bears, with how ferocious they have been, especially with getting their hands into passing lanes. That's been a big problem for Virginia Tech ever since coming out of that 4-minute media timeout. But Ben Hammond's got a shot to tie this game up at 37 apiece.
Hammond, his shot is up, and it is good. 37-37. Checking into the game is John Camden for Cal. Checks in for Elich. And Pippen will walk the ball up the court. About a 5 to 6 second difference between game and shot clock.
Yeah,
Pippen will wind it down.
Michigan's going to take all of this to force Virginia Tech with as least time as possible. They want the final shot if they can get it.
Bit of a horns look. Pippen gets into the action. Picks up his dribble, looking around. He's swarmed. 2 seconds left. 1 second. Camden barely gets it away. Almost hits it, but it is no good. Jaden Shute has it, puts it up before the buzzer, and it rattles in and out. Could have gave the Hokies the lead, but instead we head into the half tied at 37. Lucas, this has been a great game. If you're both of these coaches going into the locker room, what do you tell your respective teams?
If you're Virginia Tech, if I'm Mike Young, I'm going to do a bit of just envisioning if I was Mike Young. If I'm Mike Young, I want my team to focus on what you guys did right in the last of that first half. The second half of the first half was your best basketball. It got them back in this lead. And if you're California and Mike Madison, you want to focus on what you did right at the start of the game. They got off to a big lead. They honestly had the Hokies.
College basketball. A big part of that first half, especially in the back half, no Day-Day Ames for Cal. He very rarely came on the court. He does have 2 fouls on him. I think they were saving him a little bit. But as we go into halftime, leading scorers for Virginia Tech. 8 points from Jaden Shute, 6 from Hammond and Lowell. Bedford with 5, Gerdak 4, Hansberry and Abdallas 4 as well. As for Cal, 10 points from Lee Dort leads all scores. Then it's 7 points from Pippen and Ames. Elich with 2, Cachonis with 1, Dorsey 3, Bell 2, and then 2 from Carr and 3 points from D.J. Campbell. John Camden is scoreless. Virginia Tech fans happy about that. But we will take this into halftime. 37 all. Virginia Tech and Cal locked in an ACC battle. I'm Thomas Hallett with Lucas Harrison for 3304 Sports. We will swap our positions in the next half, and it will be a pleasure. We'll see you then. Stick around. Got a great second half coming at you.
Welcome back here to Cassell Coliseum for the continuation of Virginia Tech versus California. And what a first half it was. It's tied 37-37 currently. But if you look at the score, maybe 10 minutes ago, 10 minutes into the first half, you would have thought California's going to dominate this game. They were up 11 at one point, but Virginia Tech stormed back. Didn't take the lead, but they did tie the game a couple times and go into halftime currently tied. For your little halftime show, we're going to take you all around college basketball. And the first game I'm going to take you to is a game that hasn't concluded yet, but a game that I want to look at, and that's Iowa State versus Oklahoma State, because Iowa State, in a close one, they're only up 2 going into the half. And could we see a second top 5 upset for today?
I mean, I think we could. I mean, there's always a possibility when you play these games. Sometimes the shot's just not falling. That's not really the case because it's 42-40. So both teams just really scoring at will. Momcilovic for Iowa State, 16 points. He's a phenomenal basketball player. I remember watching him his freshman year, and it's like, man, this guy's incredible.
Yeah, I did say that is there a potential for a second top 5 upset, because one already did happen. We mentioned it earlier when I kept on confusing California with Michigan, but it is Wisconsin versus Michigan. That score was 91-88 in favor of the Badgers, and you would think, oh, this one was in Madison, it was in Wisconsin. Nope, it was in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Not the big house, that's their football stadium, but Michigan gets taken down, and a team that honestly a lot of voters saw as a #1 team of how they were dominating ranked teams like Texas Tech, for example. That game, absolute domination. The Players' Era Tournament, they looked dominant in that, but they did have some flubs. They had that Wake Forest game. They were able to escape. Wake Forest, a team that Virginia Tech just met a couple games ago, and looks like Wisconsin was able to do what Wake Forest was unable to do, and that's actually finish the job against the Wolverines.
Well, yeah, a lot of that was because they shot 15 of 33 from 3. I think when you do that, you're going to win most games, and Michigan still kept it within 3. But the Wolverines, they just they didn't shoot great from 3 themselves, only 8 of 25.
I mean, you make 15 threes, you're going to probably win the game most of the time, and still, Michigan made it close. Wisconsin had 2 20-point scorers in Nick Boyd and Blackwell. Blackwell with 26 in that game, and he also had 4 threes. And now I'm not even going to try with that last name, but someone on that team had 5 threes. But Boyd, honestly, he got the job done, not from the three-point line. You would expect that with 22 points, but he actually got a job inside the paint. He was 8 for 16 from the field, and he had 5 free throw makes on 5 attempts.
Yeah, I think it's just it's very phenomenal, because sometimes you look at games, you look at guys scoring a lot of his free throws. Like Ben Hammond against UVA, he went for 30. Well, 16 of those points came from the line. And I think to do that with only 5 free throws, that's very, very impressive. And Wisconsin, just a great performance overall. And now they're possibly positioning themselves to get some top 25 votes. And, you know, the thing is with Michigan, they were the #2 team AP-wise, but they were #1 in the coaches poll. And they get upset like this at home, which just adds to the impressiveness even more. It's a great win for Wisconsin. And I think Michigan, they're going to become dangerous with some extra motivation. They have a relatively easy stretch. Washington, Oregon are their next 2 opponents.
Yeah, Wisconsin gets a win that will look like an A+ on a transcript come March. A top 5 win away at Michigan. And if you look at this Wisconsin team, they're 11-5. They're 6th in the Big Ten. And you look at their losses, they aren't bad teams to lose to. They have an 11-point loss to TCU. TCU's been a pretty good team so far. Nebraska, that one, a 30-point loss, but Nebraska, a top 10 team. They were able to get it done today over Indiana. And then right after that, it looked like Nebraska beat them twice, because they go to Villanova, a historical blue blood. They lose there by 10, and then they go on a 2-win run, but those 2 wins against teams that you would expect to be lesser than. And then they lose to Purdue by 16. But ever since then, a win over UCLA, and now a win over Michigan. Wisconsin maybe have found their flow, and honestly could look dangerous if they keep this performance going.
Yeah, I mean, their next great opponent isn't until USC. That's all the way at the end of the month on the 25th. They have Minnesota, who's a pretty solid team, but then you have Rutgers and Penn State, who are flirting with 500.
Yeah.
So Wisconsin, they will have a path to the upper echelon of the Big Ten.
Yeah, Penn State was able to keep it close against a top 5 opponent recently, but now we're going to move you more locally to the ACC. I say locally, but we're all on either coast. It's the All-Coast Conference now, as we see in this game, Virginia Tech versus Cal on either ends of the United States of America. But a lot of games have concluded already. Miami able to get it done over a Georgia Tech team that hasn't looked good most of the year. Louisville gets it done against the bottom of the ACC, Boston College, wins that one by 13. But if you want to see a blowout loss, that's NC State. They won 113-69. That's an insane win there for Will Wade and his squad. Syracuse able to get the win over Pitt. And then the top 25 matchup that everyone looked at in the ACC, it's Duke over SMU. SMU just cracked the top 25, entering in at 24. And they're a team that has looked good most of the season, and it's a team that Virginia Tech runs into next game. They have to go to the Moody Center in Dallas. And then we move to another game that honestly, you can say it's a big game because it's the two opponents of these teams. The last two teams these opponents have played, it's Stanford versus Virginia. Virginia wins that one by 15. And honestly, it's a good win for Virginia as they get their bearings back. And looks like we take you all the way to the start of the second half. It's 37-37. 20 minutes to decide who gets to the 500 mark in the ACC. Both these teams 1-2 in the conference. California's got 13 wins. Virginia Tech's got 12. So what can Jaden Shute do on the inbound, as that's where he's positioned? And the current people on the floor, it's Bedford, it's Shute, it's Hansberry, Abdallas, and Gerdak. And on the side of the California Golden Bears, it's Camden, it's Ames, it's Pippin, Bell, and Dort. Camden still scoreless in his return to Virginia Tech here for his first 2 seasons of college ball. Went to Memphis, then went to Delaware, where he was teammates with Virginia Tech player Isaiah Pasha. He hasn't checked into the game yet. And we are off and away. Abdallas will have it on the logo, guarded well there by Pippin. Abdallas will take it out to the left wing. Get a screen from Gerdak on the left-hand side. Swings it over to Bedford in the left-hand corner. Bedford, stop-and-go move there. Tries to go up with it. Hits both sides of the rim and goes away. Rebounded by Cal.
Yeah, just not a great first possession. You want that shot to fall if you're Bedford. You got to get in rhythm somehow or another.
Yeah, speaking about rhythm, it's Pippin. Pippin will swing it over the Bell. 3 points +1. A chance for a 4-point play. In California, they love their 4-point plays. That's how they beat Notre Dame in a miraculous win. And now they look to set the tone right as Bell will go to the line for a chance at a 4-point play.
Yeah, that Notre Dame game was ridiculous. That final shot that Ames hit, that was that was nothing shy of incredible.
It was got to be brought up some point, and that's the perfect time. A 4-point play will be converted, and Abdallas will get the ball to carry it up. Pippin sticking with the Greek man, but he's able to get across court. Swings it to Gerdak at the top of the key. Abdallas on the right wing. Gives it over to the low post where Hansberry is. Hansberry guarded by Camden. All the way to left corner for Bedford. His 3-pointer. Can't get that one to go.
Bedford, now 1 for 5 from 3, 1 of 6 from the floor today.
It's not what you want if you are Bedford, as Dort will drive, go a fadeaway shot here, and he was making everything. He's got a hot start to the second half. And now California has restored their lead to 6 points.
And Chris Bell, he's starting off fast. Perfect from the floor tonight.
That's what you want. Bedford drives. Great finish there. Almost, he could have probably dunked that one if he wanted to. The baseline drive goes, and the Hokies cut the lead down to 4. It's 43-39 with 18:30 remaining.
Yep, just a great take by Bedford. Recognized the defense and just able to get downhill.
Dallas trips there on the coverage of Bell. Bell, who's on a hot start so far, gets a screen from Dort. Bell will take another 3-ball. That hits the brick and is rebounded by Bedford. Here come the Hokies. Swings it to Jaden Shute. He'll catch and shoot there. Hits the top of the rebound. That's a It's an abnormal bounce off. The three-pointer looked pretty normal going up, but it bounces off the brick, hits the top of the backboard, and goes on the other side. California will have a chance to take their lead back up to 6.
Yeah, Chris Bell, I want to highlight him real quick. He's been absolutely fantastic. He stands at 6'7", but he is a sharpshooter from 3.
Well, speaking of Bell there, he got stripped by Bedford, but a little too much contact there for the referee's liking. Looks like it's going to be a push, and that's going to be the first foul of the second half. And Michigan will retain possession.
Yeah, Oh, they called that on the floor. I thought that Bell might have got that shot off because he went into a shooting motion.
Well, looks like
a lucky break for
just before 43-39 with 17:45 remaining. As Ames looks to drive here, gives it to Dort at the top of key, guarded by Gerdak. Handoff, nope, faked to Camden. Handed now off to Ames. Ames guarded well, but I think that's going to be on Shoot. It is on Jaden Shoot, and he was trying to prevent that. You could see him pull away to not forget the foul, but looks like the ref will call it, and that's 2 shots at the line for the UVA transfer from Chicago, Illinois.
Yeah, that's just good recognition by Day-Day Ames. He sees Shoot commit pretty hard to that stunt, and he just goes into a shooting motion. Shoot couldn't really back out of it, and that's just a great way to draw a foul.
Ames' first one will go in, and he will move to 8 points in this contest as he has a mini Commonwealth clash with himself as the UVA transfer. As he gets ready for his second shot here, a couple of dribbles, sets the feet, and drills it, goes 2 for 2, and Cal has their lead back up to 6.
And we'll see what Tech tries to do here. I'm assuming they're going to try to go to Hansberry.
Abdallas will drive in. He's able to draw enough contact for a foul with 17:26 remaining, 45-39 California. And Abdallas will have a chance to cut that lead down to 4 and move Virginia Tech into the 40s.
Abdallas 0 for 1 at the line tonight.
Yep.
Still only 69% on the year. That's something that NBA scouts like to look at. They like to look at that free throw percentage. It shows you how true that shooting for him is. So that could maybe be something that could maybe hold him back getting to that next level.
Yeah, but he came in to Virginia Tech with second round projections, but elected to come here. And he's looking to hopefully get into the lottery picks as he hits his first one from the line. Can he get the second to go? Hits the front of the rim, but rebounded almost there by Hansberry. A lot of hand fighting there. And the referee will call a foul on John Camden. I'm pretty sure.
I think they switched it to TT Carr.
They did switch to TT Carr.
Only his first foul.
Yep.
For somebody as scrappy as Carr, who's been in the paint on every rebound, only one foul is very impressive to this point.
Yep. Gerdak will sub out. Toby Lawal steps in. And a 5-point lead, 45-40 with 17:25 remaining for the Golden Bears. They are up 5. James Shoot, the inbounder on the baseline. It's a lob pass over to Lawal, and that will be a foul on Kachanis. He was holding Lawal from being able to jump.
Yeah, Cal's being very physical. They're a very physical team, but sometimes when you're seeing that whistle, you just kind of got to dial it back a little
Lawal
bit.
bobbles it, gives it out to Hansberry. He looks to take a 3, swings it over to Bedford in the left wing. He'll slow it down. Lawal, the tackle key. Now Abdallas takes it from right to the middle. Hansberry, right wing 3. Rattles around the rim. Lawal with the rebound, goes up with the kick, and it go. Bedford, rebound again. Scramble for the ball. It's going to go out, and it's going to be Hokie basketball. And that one hard to track if you're even in the venue or watching at home. And it's a scramble for the ball. Hansberry had it, Lawal had it, and then Bedford. And the Hokies will retain possession. And they're going to get another chance to cut this lead down from 5 with 17:03 remaining.
I was wondering when we'd see this lineup again with Hansberry and Lawal. Absolute rebounding nightmare for whoever they're playing.
And yep, that's going to be a foul on Abdallas. He hits the floor hard. It's going to be on Chris Bell. There's not much you can do about that. The feet get tangled up, and they're going to call it on the defense every single time. Chris Bell, that's only his first foul, and the fouls are going to the right people if you are the California Golden Bears, because they do already have a couple people on 3 or even 4, as Cachonis is already on 4.
Yeah, and he's still in the game. They haven't taken him out.
Strip there from Dort, and he'll slow it down. Doesn't go across half court, luckily for him. Carr takes it out and will reset the pace. A mismatch in the paint, and they're able to fix that one. Kind of, it's Avdalas with Dort, and Carr gets a screen from Cachonis. Carr swings it over. Shoot tries to cut that one off to Campbell, unable to. Campbell takes it to the paint, swings out to Carr for the left wing 3. Hits the brick and gets rebounded by Lowell.
Ooh, Cachonis got to be careful. He almost got a piece of Toby Lowell. Could have been a foul in his 5th.
That's not what you want. Avdalas will now have it. Takes it to the right side. He's being swarmed by 3 Michigan defenders. Hansberry gets left open. He'll drive in. Textbook to the lane. Yeah, that's why you do layup lines in practice, as Hansberry cuts this lead down to 3 with 16:07 remaining. It's 45-42, California.
Yeah, got lost a little bit off that screen action, and Hansberry able to take advantage of it with a wide open lane.
Here comes Ames on the left wing now. Swings it over to Campbell in the same area. Screen from Dort. He'll now take it to the paint. Trying to find a pass. He picks up his dribble, shoots, able to deflect that one. Picked up by Avdalas. It's 3-on-1. Swings it to shoot. He pump fakes it and gives it to Avdalas now. Swings it to Bedford. Right corner 3. Yes! 45-45. 15:37 remaining. We go into immediate timeout with Virginia Tech on a 6-0 run over the last minute 50. And we will be right back as this game is tied once more.
The Mad Dog is very mad right now. Cal's head coach, Mark Madsen, not very happy with his team's performance letting up that 3.
I would be the same, as we will go into a break here. 15:37, 45-45 tied here at Cassell Coliseum. Welcome back here to Cassell Coliseum, as we will have the continuation of the second half between the California Golden Bears and the Virginia Tech Hokies. It's currently tied 45-45 with 15:37 remaining. And once again, California got out to an early lead, but the Hokies come right back. Thomas, what do you think of this game so far?
I mean, it's been a phenomenal contest. Very back and forth, and, you know, you love to see a little bit of a cat and mouse game. But Jalen Bedford, big 3 on that last possession to tie the game. Now 2 of 6 from beyond the arc, 3 of 9 from the field. And he has really got to step up in the second half for the Hokies to win this game.
Yeah, and if you are the California Golden Bears, if there's anything that Madison wants to tell his team, maybe specifically Dort and Cachonis, is don't foul, because Cachonis is already on 4 fouls with 15 minutes remaining, and Cachonis is someone you don't want to lose this early.
And especially a guy like Dort, he's got 3 fouls. 10 points. He leads the team in scoring and rebounding with 5. Don't want to lose him. He's still perfect from the floor. But then you have a guy like Justin Pippen. He's kind of struggled ever since the beginning of the game. Only 3 of 10 from the floor, 1 of 5 from 3. He's definitely got to improve if they want to get
a
bigger
back.
lead.
California with a chance to take back the lead they once called theirs. Hammond guarding on Carr. Now into the left corner. It's Ames with Bedford on him. Ames takes it to the center of the logo. Fake screen there. Ames now working on 2 people. He'll shoot it over both. Front of the rim and rebounded by a flying Britishman called Toby Lowell. And here comes Ben Hammond for in the Hokies.
Yeah, I would have liked to see Dort get the ball in that last possession. Ames was double teamed and put up the shot anyways.
Hammond picked up his dribble, forced to give it to Hansberry. Now Hansberry to Bedford on the left wing. Bedford slowing it down off Dallas. 10 to shoot. Here off Dallas. Screen from Hansberry. Swings it to Bedford. He's open. Takes to Alex to shoot it. Hansberry gives it to Dallas. 1 second remaining. Front of the rim. And it will be rebounded by California and more specifically Dort.
Yeah, I think there's too many guys hesitating on that last possession, and it led to it getting low. Dallas had to chuck up a shot. I don't think
Beautiful spin move there from Day Ames. Has Dallas looking all the way towards Europe. That's beautiful there from the UVA transfer. Now can the Hokies respond and get the lead back here with Dallas from 3? It's short. Hansberry fighting for the rebound with Dort. He's able to get it. He'll drive it in. He'll get tripped up on the pass to Dallas, and he will be fouled as California moves to their 5th foul.
Yeah, Ames is a special talent pulling out moves like that out of his bag. He's improved his scoring every year in college. He started with Kansas State at 5.2. UVA last year he was at 8.7. This year he's at 17.6.
Yeah, and something I want to highlight is more specifically as there is a timeout on the floor. Media timeout, but before we go on another media break, that was Dort's 4th foul. California now has 2 players, Cachonis and now Dort, on 4 fouls. And I said Cachonis was important. Dort is uber important to this California Golden Bears offense and defense.
Yeah, I mean, Cachonis and Dort are really their go-to big guys. Outside of them, the only guy really with size is Milos Ilic, and then DK Manuel Dut, who we haven't seen in the game yet. He's only appeared in 3 contests so far. So, I mean, they're going to be down 2 big guys possibly. Ilic might be the only 6-foot double-digit guy out on the court.
Well, we are going to send you away for just a short amount of time before we come back here on 3304 Sports. The current score, 47-45, California Welcome back here after the media timeout to Cassell Coliseum with the Golden Bears up by 2, 47-45. It's Hokie basketball with 14-16 remaining. Lawal will get the inbound there. He'll take it all the way out to the perimeter, all the way to the logo now. Shoot, quick fire three from the left wing. Brick and away, rebounded by Dorsey.
Yeah, that was a beautiful little action. Had Shoot deny the screen to begin with, then come around it. Just couldn't get it to fall.
Handoff play here as Pippen checks back into the game. And here comes Ilyich. Ilyich will give it over to Pippen. Pippen will drive on Hansberry. Pump fake, rebounded by Shoot. Pippen unable to get that one there, and then a little extra clap there of frustration.
Yeah, Pippen's just not getting his shot to fall at all.
Lawal from three. Front of the rim, back of the rim, and no good. Both teams can't get their first shots to fall with 13:30 remaining, 47-45.
Yeah, Lawal continues his struggle from three, only a 14% shooter this year.
That one will be tipped away by Hansberry. And just some backup here. Just to tell you who's now in the game, it's Camden, Carr, Ilyich, Pippen, and Dorsey for the Golden Bears. And on the side of the Virginia Tech Hokies, it's Lawal, Shoot, Hammond, Hansberry, and Neal of Dallas.
Very interested to see what kind of set that Cal runs here.
Cal up against their wall in foul trouble as Bell gives it, give and go there, and Bell will drive in. Caught me off guard there, and it's now 49-45 with 13:10 remaining.
That's the perfect type of play to run. They want to get up as close as they can to Bell because he's such a great three-point shooter, and then he's just able to slip back door.
Gerdak drives and goes up. And something to note here, this is the first time I'm remembering that we've seen Gerdak and Lawal on the floor in this game. And it's honestly an interesting combination because we've seen Hansberry and Lawal work together. How do you think Gerdak and Lawal are going to work together?
I'm not sure. Both of these guys, Lawal can take threes, but he's struggled to make them this year. Gerdak, no threat from three at all. I think it's a little bit dangerous offensively, but then you kind of balance it out with shooters like Jaden Shoot and Ben Hammond down on the perimeter.
Gerdak makes his first. He talked about three-point struggles for the front court, Gerdak and Lawal. Lawal shoots them, but he's currently shooting at 14.3% clip, and Gerdak has not even attempted one all season as he goes 2 for 2 on his free throws to cut the lead down from 49-47 with less than 13 remaining. Pippen, the ball carrier, guarded by Shoot, a lot of motion from the Golden Bears. Ilyich has an open lane. Pippen unable to get it to him. Gives it now to Camden. He's still looking for his first points. Guarded by Lawal. Now Shoot on Pippen. Shoot guarded well, but Pippen's able to get it past the hip. Rebounded from Lawal. He will step out of bounds. The bounce is too much to control for Toby Lawal. Up and down and unable to save it as his foot hits the line. It will be California Golden Bears basketball.
I can't tell if Pippen was just frustrated after that last play or if he was complaining to the officials about a call.
It's probably a bit of both as Pippen will take the shot from mid-range, and he's able to get that one to go. He has been wanting a field goal to go in for a while, and he's able to drill his 9th point of the game. Hammond now on the logo. Lots of movement in the paint. He will be guarded by Ames. Hammond trying to find something there. He bobbles the ball and gets it to Avdalas. Screen from Gerdak. 10 remaining to shoot. Hammond from the left wing. Sorry, the right wing there. Can't get that one to go. Rebounded by Camden. Camden elects to slow it down. Gives it to Bell. Now to Camden. He'll shoot. Can't get that one to go. Camden still scoreless in this contest. 0 for 5 now. And it's back and forth here. Hammond looking for a baseline drive. He loses his dribble. Picks it back up, though, and is able to keep it going. Takes it now to the logo, swings it to Avdalas on the left wing. Avdalas drives through the paint, 1-2, hits the front of the rim and out. Gerdak is able to get that one out. Avdalas goes back up with it, strong finish, up and under, and that will cut the lead down to 2. Once more, Hokies knocking on the door.
Yeah, I want to go back to that possession right before with Cal. John Camden comes in transition, just chucks up a three. I think that's a horrible decision. I know he wants to get going, but he's got to do what's best for the team.
Travel there from California as That will now be Hokie basketball going the other way, but we have another media timeout. 51-49 your score with 11:17 remaining here on 3304 Sports. Welcome back here to Cassell Coliseum for the continuation of Virginia Tech versus California in men's basketball. California with a narrow lead of 2 points, 51-49, with 11:17 remaining. And Thomas, what do you make of the first half of the second half?
Well, I have to say, I think it's a little of both. I see things I like from both teams, and then there's stuff that just makes me scratch my head. At times, I think Virginia Tech has to rely on their playmaking a little bit more. Sometimes they just settle for three a lot, and I wish they would try to work and get some better shots in the post. And then for Cal, they just have some moments where they just get the ball out so fast up for a shot. I think when each of these teams are at their best when they just take their time and they get the best possible shot.
Yeah, Virginia Tech currently 1 for 7 on their field goals currently of their last 7. And I want to take you back, not to this season, but last season. This matchup has a lot of history. California knocked Virginia Tech out of the ACC tournament, effectively ending their season. So there is a little bit extra for those players that were on that team. For example, like Toby Lawau, who had that famous quote after that Cal game. I'm not going to repeat it, but it was one of the quotes of 2025 as Hammond.
Get demonetized if you said that one.
Hammond will drive in, and no one there except his own teammate Hansberry, who guards him, honestly, better than Cal did. And it's no points there. Hammond tries to strip it away from Pippen, but Pippen's ball handling skills too good. Pippen gets a screen from Camden, now gets over to Pippen on the left wing. Pippen driving in on Hammond, gets Hammond to jump, and Pippen, the veteran play there is to go into Hammond to draw 2 shots, and that's what he does with 10:54 remaining.
I'm not sure if that's exactly ethical hoops, but a good play nonetheless for Justin Pippen.
That's what you got to do.
Surprisingly, hasn't had free throws all night.
That is quite surprising of how much he does drive. As Justin Pippen will go to the line and makes his first one to extend the lead to 3 points, 52-49. Pippen has been a problem for the Hokies so far as he goes 2 for 2. The lead now to 2 possessions, barring a 4-point play. That's a blocking foul on Bell. That's his third foul as he tries to draw a charge, unable to. And like I said before, in the first half, the same issues present for Cal in the second half. They are in the bonus 1-1 as they get their, let me make sure I get this total right, 20th foul of the game with 30 minutes played in Jaden Schutt, who is a career 78.6% free throw shooter at the line. Substitution there, it will be Dort checking in for Camden.
Now Cal has 2 players on the court in Cachonis and Dort with 4 fouls.
Can't forget Bell, who's on 3. As Schutt will make his first of the 1-1 to earn a second shot at the line. 53-50 now. Both teams are in their 50s. They're hitting that maybe midlife crisis. Let's see what they do here as Schutt will drill the second one. He is still perfect from the charity stripe. Crowd is loud here in Cassell Coliseum. Pippen the ball carrier. Can this crowd will the Hokies there? Dort gives it back to Pippen on the left wing. Guarded well by Hammond. Bell at the top of the key, guarded by Schutt. And Schutt puts the hand where it can't be in the ref's eyes. That's a reach-in foul on the three-point marksman. And that will be the Hokies' 5th foul. 2 away from Cal's total of 7.
Yeah, Schutt was very disciplined on that play, not jumping on Bell's initial pump fake, but then just got a little bit too greedy with the hand.
Ames guarded by Bedford, screening from Cojales. Ames will take the three-pointer, nothing but net. He holds the 3 up, and it's now a 5-point lead for the Golden Bears with 10-20 remaining, 56-51.
Big shot for Ames. Big-time players make big-time plays. And he's one of them.
Sorry to cut you off there, but Cojales swinging at a Hansberry pass. Bit of a gamble on 4 fouls as Schutt will have it on the right wing. Schutt swings it back to Hammond at the top, screen from Hansberry. Hammond tries to turn the corner. He'll shoot from the left wing, unable to get that one to go. Dort gets the positioning on Gerdak, rebounded for the Golden Bears.
There was a point Amani Hansberry was doubled by both players with 4 fouls, and he passed the ball out almost immediately. If I'm Amani Hansberry, I'm keeping that ball. It might end in a turnover, but then you put the pressure on the officials to make the call.
Speaking of a call, Ben Hammond will get called on his second personal, the team's 6th, on a play that could be 50-50 on a foul, but a swing of, that's going to be an offensive foul on Justin Pippen. That's his 3rd personal. So I was just talking about Ben Hammond. Now the Hokies will get the ball back. The foul on Michigan side of the court, so it won't result in 1-1. 56-51, less than 10 remaining, 9:40 to be specific. Hammond to Hansberry, back to Hammond, screen from Gerdak. He's on the right wing. Hansberry open from the top of the arc. He'll shoot. It's drilled. Amani Hansberry to cut the lead down to 2. 56-51, 9:25 remaining.
Yeah, that's just a great play by Amani Hansberry. Just catch and shoot, didn't hesitate.
Poked away by Hansberry. Cojales is able to pick that one up back. Hand off to Bell. Bell swinging to Dort. Now to Ames, guarded by Bedford. Ames looking to drive. Goes up strong. Great positioning there from Ames. And he will bring the lead back up to 4. Hammond already on the California end. Swings it to Hansberry at the top of the key. Hansberry, a little inside-out move there. Hammond almost double team there. Swings it to Bedford. Bedford looking to drive on Pippen. Pippen forced to the back of the rim, and Bedford gets that one to fall. Using that size he had, drives up and in and cuts this lead down to 2, 58-56 with 8:30 remaining.
Bedford's had his struggles finishing, but man, when he gets downhill, he can almost do
Give
anything.
and go with Pippen. Pippen up and under. Can't get that one to go. Hokies with a chance to take the lead. Bedford will drive in on Ames. Block that one by Bell. Gerdak gets it. He will be fouled in a shooting motion. And Gerdak will go to
Cachonis is out.
That is true. Cachonis will now hit the bench. That Madison will have to go to the bench. Campbell will check in. And Gerdak with a chance to tie this game up once more for Virginia Tech. But now the question is, if they do tie this game up, can the Hokies get past that last hurdle of taking the lead? Because they haven't taken the lead since the 13:08 mark of the first half.
Yeah, it's been a struggle, and I think that's more a testament of who Cal is as a team. They're very calm in these situations, and their ability to play through the stress and get those clutch shots.
California refusing to relinquish the lead. The only give and take there will be tying it as Gerdak sets up for crucial free throws. His third of the night will go in. He's 3 of 3. Gerdak, a season 69% free throw shooter. Pretty good for a big man as he looks to go 4 for 4 to tie the game up at 58 apiece. He's able to. 58-58, 8:21 remaining. Toby Lowell will check in for Gerdak. And can the Golden Bears take back what they think is theirs? Carr, the ball carrier, guarded by Bedford. Swings it back over to Camden. Now to Campbell. Campbell trying to give it to Ames, unable to. Abdallas will close it out. Ames now has it. Guarded by Abdallas on the left wing. Ames. Crossover move on spin once more. That's beautiful from Day Ames. Crossover spin move. Looking like Kyrie out in the court. As it's now 60-58 with less than 8 remaining.
Yeah, you could see once Abdallah switched on to him, he said, all right, I'm attacking him.
Smart on the bigger man. Hammond on the left wing. Bounce pass to Lawal on the perimeter. Guarded by Ames. Lawal will take it to him, gives it to Bedford on the right wing. He'll take the quick 3. Hits the back of the rim. Lawal's vertical leap will get that one. He'll drive it back in. He's poked away. Scramble for the ball. It's going to be picked up by California. Scramble for the ball once more. Hansberry hits the floor. It's batted out, and it will be California ball, as that will be called a turnover on Toby Lawal. And as we go into the under 8 media timeout, it's 60-58. 7:23 remaining. California with a 2-point lead here on 3304 Sports. Welcome back here to Cassell Coliseum for the continuation of California versus Virginia Tech. And something to highlight is John Camden still hasn't scored. The former Virginia Tech Hokie, he was with the Hokies for 19 and 15 seasons. He is 0 for 5, 0 points. It's not what you want if you are Camden.
Yeah, it's an interesting lineup for Cal, to say the least. I think John Camden, I think the biggest part of his struggle is he's kind of had to be a big man. I don't think he really, that really works well when you have Lowell, Gerdak, and Hansberry guarding you.
Dort has checked out of the game. The only other person on 4 fouls. It's now Ilyich, Ames, Carr, Camden, and Campbell on the floor. Of Dallas, Hansberry, Hammond, Lawal, and Bedford on the Hokie side. Carr has it on the right wing. Camden now on the Virginia Tech logo. Back to Carr on the Carillion Clinic logo. Ilyich loses Hansberry. Textbook finish. And that is just great basketball.
Yeah, I don't like fronting the post that high. I mean, Hansberry, I think, was playing a little bit too much pressure when Ilyich was at the free throw line.
Bedford for 3, left wing. Hits the back of the rim and goes away. Hammond trades a little bit of chaos for Carr, but Carr is able to corral it. Carr with a chance to extend this lead past 4, 62-58 with 6:30 remaining. Ilyich at the top of the post, gives it over to Ames. Ames back to Ilyich, a lob layup there. It's 2 quick fire points, and that's a 30-second timeout for Coach Young as the California Golden Bears go on a 6-0 run. They are 3 of their last 3. What's California doing right, Thomas?
Well, I think they just found an easy way to score. They were patient. They let Ilyich work on Hansberry, and that's how he got open the first time. Then it was just a simple little pick and roll, and Ilyich got good penetration and got a good feed.
Yeah, Ilyich, he's got 6 points on the night so far. Usually averages only around 2. Plays around 13 minutes for this team. The Loyola Maryland transfer with the last 2 made buckets for the Golden Bears. And if we want to look past this game, up next for California, it's the Duke Blue Devils. The toughest matchup the ACC can give you, but it is at home for California. And for Virginia Tech, they travel to another tough matchup at the Moody Center with SMU. Hammond with the ball on the Carillion Clinic logo. Now swing to Hansberry now to shoot. Shoot, looking for space to shoot. Swings it to Hansberry. He might take this 3. Nope. Looks to drive. And he gets enough contact on Ilyich to draw 1-1 as Cal nears the double bonus. They are currently at 9 fouls as Ilyich gets dinged for his first personal.
Yeah, earlier in that possession when Shoot was doubled off the screen, Hansberry was left wide open on the wing, and Shoot didn't turn around, almost like he got a little bit of tunnel vision. It was only until Neo Avdalas got the ball off of the pass from Shoot they were able to swing it over.
Hansberry will make his first free throw to cut this lead down to 5 with 6:17 remaining, 64-59 the exact score as Hansberry gets his 10th point, but he is 5 rebounds away from that 5th double-double as he's got 4 consecutive double-doubles going into this game. He's going to need a lot of rebounds if he wants to get there, as Hansberry will drill his second for his 11th point, 64-60. The Hokie crowd gets loud once more. Carr on the right wing. Drop pass to Ilyich with Hansberry in defense. Ames trying to get free with Hammond. He's able to trace there. Hand blocked by Hansberry. Here come the Hokies on the other hand. It's Shoot. Now to Hammond. Hammond elects to take it back out. Maybe we'll slow down the pace here. He will. Hammond in the right corner. Gives it over to Shoot. Now to Avdalas. Low pass. Quick ball movement here. I can't keep track. It's Hammond now. Hammond, deep 3. Hits the front of the rim. Rebounded by Lawal. Lawal will go back up. Two-headed jam for the London, England native, Toby Lawal. 64-62. The timeout well spent from Mike Young.
Yeah, that possession was a little rough to begin with. Ben Heyman was trying to get Lowell to clear the post because he had a one-on-one matchup with the big man Elich, and Lau, he wouldn't go anywhere. Kept battling in the post, but it all worked out.
Yeah,
got 2 points.
Fast-paced hockey-style ball movement for Virginia Tech to free up Toby Lawal on the dunk. But in the median, he did get his 3rd personal. He will stay in the game. And California has now drifted into the double bonus as Virginia Tech, sorry, not double bonus, the bonus. As the first shot missed there, Hansberry gets the rebound. 64-62, 2 points is the lead for California. 5:15 remaining. Avdalis, swing over to Hansberry. Hansberry now to Avdalis. He's gonna get trapped. Hammond, Hansberry goes up with it, it's strong. 64-64, we are tied once more. And the question is again, can Virginia Tech give what this fans want? And that is the lead. California with a chance to say no. Here comes Pippen. Pippen, foul, charge! That is called
number 5 on Dort.
Pippen. And the foul is on Dort, Lee Dort, who's had quite a good game. 10 points, 7 rebounds, as he looks over to his coach, and he looks over to an empty seat on the bench that he will call home for the next 4:52 of game clock. Hokies have a chance with the ball to take a lead for the first time since the 13-minute mark of the first half.
I didn't catch a glimpse of that call on the replay, but that looked like a horrible illegal screen. I did not like that at all. Dort, he stood tall and he laid down the screen and fell down.
We have a timeout on the floor. It's Cal, as Madison will try to assess what he must do without another big man, the height dwindling for California.
And we've already seen the height impact a lot. I mean, Toby Lawal's been able to really have his way on the glass these last few minutes. And that's going to be the worst part for Cal, going down the stretch, not having that rebounding presence, or at least a body to throw at somebody. And I think Coach Young is going to keep rocking with this Hansberry-Lawal lineup. Keep those guys out there, and you're going to be getting some second chances.
As Queens, We Will Rock You plays throughout Cassell Coliseum. Basketball is a game of runs, and both teams just had a 6-0 run. California had a 6-0 run to get their 6-point lead, and Virginia Tech stormed back with a 6-0 run over a minute 25. But their run is still active as Avdalis will get the inbound, guarded by Pippen. Avdalis takes it to the right wing, screen from Lawal, he gives it to Lawal. Lawal, guarded by Ilyich, now back out to Avdalis. 15 to shoot, Hammond over on the left wing, guarded by Ames. Shoot to Avdalis, perimeter work here. Avdalis trying to drive on Pippen. Spin move there, and he converts. And the Hokies have their first lead in over 20 minutes of game clock.
Yeah, that's just great by Avdalis. But I want to shout out Cal's defense. They were able to really hang with Lawal and Hansberry.
A cut there from Ames. And one for California. The missed backdoor cut. You're taught that when you're 10. And it works at the college level as Day Ames has a chance to get a 1-point lead on a 3-point play, as Ames now hits 20 points in this contest. And if you want to say something about a Commonwealth clash, Ames is taking it to the Hokies. He's 8 for 11 from the field.
Gosh, he has been outstanding, and that's really, I feel like that's understating it. He has been something else, just extremely hard to guard. He's a very slick ball handler. And on a play like that, Virginia Tech trying to get that pressure on a probable screen, and then Ames, boom, right back door.
Beautiful. Ames was able to convert on the free throw, 67-66. 4 remaining. We are now at the last media timeout window. Hansberry, spin move there, gives it to Gerdak, who checked in. The up and under finish. It's now 68-67. Virginia Tech leads with 3:45. We are back and forth here at Cassell Coliseum. We're going to stay with you here now. Here Ames swings it to Pippen. The three-pointer. front of the rim. Bobble there from Virginia Tech, but Gerdak's able to corral it. Cassell reads a new fever pitch. Here comes Avdalis. Neil Avdalis swings it now to Hammond, and Hammond will quell the loudness in Cassell Coliseum. Hansberry bounce packs to Avdalis. Let's go Hokies chance ring out, shoot. A swinging pass to Gerdak, and Pippen, his elbow clips the face of Gerdak, and that's enough for a foul. And that's 2 shots at the line for Gerdak. But as I said, we are in our last media timeout window.
That's 4 for Pippen.
That is true.
Big thing to
That
keep
is a
a
great
lookout
call there.
for.
4 fouls for Pippen. But this will be the last time we hopefully say goodbye to you, as it's now 68-67. Virginia Tech leads with 3:18 remaining here on 3304 Sports. Welcome back here to Cassell Coliseum for the continuation of what is turning out to be a phenomenal game between the Virginia Tech Hokies and the California Golden Bears. Virginia Tech has a lead for well, not the first time. They were able to get that lead a few minutes ago, but they have a lead going into a media timeout for the first time since the first half, as Gerdak has 2 shots at the line with the potential to make this one now a 2-point lead, 69-67 with 3:18 remaining for Gerdak. Second shot here. Can Gerdak extend this lead to a 3-point? And yes, he can. It's 70 now for the Hokies. It's 67 for the Golden Bears. 3:15 remaining. Pippen the ball carrier. Bounce pass to Ilyich at the top of the key. A spin move there. Another pass there. Beautiful ball movement from Bell. The baseline cut works. They cut the lead down to 1. 70-69 Virginia Tech.
They ran that same type of action with Bell earlier. He's just able to slip right by him because he's such a good shooter.
It's beautiful ball movement there as Hansberry will get the ball in the low post. Swings it to Jane Shoot. Now Hammond. Hammond driving on Ilyich. Brings it back to Shoot. Shoot pump fakes. Has not taken a 3 in quite a while. Hansberry a screen. 6-5-4. Hammond loses his dribbles. Poked away by Pippen. Fast break opportunity here. They'll slow it down. Pippen pump fakes the three. Abdallah jumps. He gets another chance at it. Hits both sides of the rim and is now rebounded from Hansberry. 2:20 remains. 70-69. Virginia Tech leads, and Abdallah will quell the quiet here as he will take his time.
Pippen hasn't hit a three since the first one of the game.
It's been quite a while, but Pippen is still having a good performance on the defensive end as Abdallah, a beautiful right-handed finish there from the man from Greece. As that, you just can't teach that. That's just great movement there. Pippen guarded by Hammond. Hammond all over the place. He'll give it to Ames. Ames gets a screen from Camden. Ames, he's got 21 points, the UVA transfer. Now playing for the Golden Bears. Same conference, but the same hatred for Virginia Tech as Ilyich is poked away, but it's a foul. It's on the floor, and Hansberry thought he had that one with a chance on the other end to extend the lead to 2 possessions. Hansberry caught for a foul as we look at the replay on the Jumbotron. Virginia Tech fans disagree with it. My personal opinion,
I think that was relatively clean. I don't think in that situation you can call a foul. That, number one, it wasn't a great pass. I don't know. I think a little bit too quick to the whistle in that situation.
Campbell will check into the game for Bell, and any coach will tell you it's obviously up to the ref's discretion to call fouls, but as a player you want to minimize the chance of that discretion being used. As Ilyich,
also very true.
1-1. He drills the first. It's now 72-70. A minute 37 remains in Cassell Coliseum. A familiar air in Cassell Coliseum. Virginia Tech in this position against Stanford on Wednesday. Can the result be different? As both shots go for Ilyich, it's 72-71. It's a tight game with a California-based team for Mike Young. What has Mike Young done in between the Stanford game and now to hopefully make his team better? Bit of miscommunication there from Shoot and Hammond.
That was almost dangerous.
That was dangerous there, right in front of the rim, but Hammond is able to get it though. Let's go, Hokies chants ring out in Blacksburg as a screen from Hansberry on the right side. Hansberry splits his defenders, not Hansberry. Hammond splits his defenders, the wall, two-handed jam, 74-71 your score. As a 30-second timeout will be called by Coach Mike Young. And there, that's just all Ben Hammond.
Oh yeah, that's phenomenal play. He split those double teams quite often today, and he did it at the perfect time. And wow, that's why Virginia Tech has missed him so much. Just such an athletic presence down low.
Athletic is the word you would use to describe Toby the Wall. A 49.5-inch vertical leap. Yes, not 39, 49.
49, yeah.
Which is,
I don't even know how that's possible.
Otherworldly. But
I got a solid 13-inch vertical.
The pick and fade there works effectively as Hammond splits his defenders, a bounce pass to the wall, and British Airways takes off from Blacksburg Montgomery Airport once more. It's 74-71 Virginia Tech. A 3-point lead, still one possession. A minute 16 remains. The people on the floor currently, it's Campbell, Camden, Ames, Ilyich, Pippen for California. It's the Wow, Shoot, Hammond, Hansberry, Abdallah for the Hokies. Ilyich has it on the right wing, a handoff to Ames. Ames, wide open, Ilyich, blocked by Abdallah, but no, as Cassell was ready to reach a fever pitch after a block on the big man, but it's a foul. And Abdallah jumping around. Rains of boos.
Yeah, that was a pretty clean block if I've ever seen one. But Cal still got to make them pay.
The bench wants the crowd to get loud as the first shot will go. 74-72 remains. And back to that block. Abdallah was jumping around like a toddler, not getting his way after that one, and I can see why, for once, the toddler's right. Ilyich, a perfect 5 for 5 from the free throw stripe. And he will get his 10th point as he's perfect, 6 for 6. Ilyich came into this game shooting 42.9% from three. Sorry, not from three, from the free throw stripe. He's perfect. That's going to do a world of good for that free throw percentage. 1 minute remains. It's now 3 digits on the clock, but this time there's a decimal separating them. Hammond guarded by Pippen on the logo. The Hokies taking their time. Fake screen from Hansberry. Hammond tries to split the defenders once more. It's poked away. Ames will now have it on the left wing. He'll slow down the pace. It's a 1-point lead, and a timeout is called by Madsen as he almost reaches half court, getting on the court, getting in front of the referee's face. It's a full 60 with 37.5, 74-73, and the familiarity keeps coming as California has a chance to drill a shot to take the lead back, and with it being, the Hokies will have time to respond. Is it deja vu for the 3rd time?
It certainly feels like it. It certainly feels like we've seen this before, but I don't know. It's anything can happen in a game. There's not really a go-to shooter on the court at the moment besides
James Franklin on the board. Sorry to cut you off there, but just to go back on that familiarity, it's shaping up to be a 3rd one-possession game. The first game was Wake Forest. That one was a comeback by the Hokies to get in that position, unable to finish the job. Stanford was a comeback by Stanford, a blown 12-point lead. This one, it's been back and forth all game. It's 3 different ways to getting here, but we all arrive at the same place. Can the Hokies quell the last 2 games and get a win to move to 500 in the ACC?
I think they can, but they have to be disciplined in this scenario. Don't jump. Don't put yourself in the air. Don't put yourself in bad positions, and you have to watch the backdoor cuts. We've seen it with Ames. We've seen it with Bell. Be very, very disciplined. Backdoor
and baseline cuts have killed Virginia Tech. Pippen guarded by Shoot on the perimeter. Pippen looking for someone to pass it to. He finds it to Ames. Ames has been elite all day. Hammond guarding him closely. Beautiful defense. He tries to poke it away. That one is blocked by Hansberry. Back out to Bell. Bell goes back in. 5, 4 to shoot. Can't get it to go. Scribbling at the top of the rim. Rebounded by Hansberry. 15.2 remains. And California does not convert on their one possession. They are forced to foul Hansberry. And now the game, as I've said throughout the entire broadcast, will be decided at the charity stripe. Hansberry, a perfect 2 out of 3 free throw shooter, is 66.7% from the man from Silver Spring, Maryland.
He's been perfect all night long, but it's hard to be perfect in these stressful scenarios. All it takes is a little less power than you thought, or maybe it's a little bit more to the left than you thought. A lot of things can happen, but I know Hansberry's definitely confident in himself, and I expect him to hit.
The thing about a 1-point lead, especially with free throws, is the first one, front of the rim, back of the rim, and goes in. Maybe a little bit of will, some of the flutter fingers from the student section willed that one in. But the thing is, if he hits both, it's still a 3-point lead with 15.2 remaining. California has a chance to tie. Can't win here unless another miraculous 4-point play.
No timeouts also. No timeouts also.
But California known for their miraculous 4-point plays. Hand off there. Camden will drive. Give them the points. They will. No. The wall goes in on the block of Camden. Camden still has yet to score. And
wow, that's number 5. That's number 5.
That is Lawal's 5th. He will hit he will go to the line. Now, what does Mike Young do? Because it's guaranteed 2 shots. Lawal is checked out. It's Gerdak. Gerdak will go in. They elect to go with the big man and not Bedford, who maybe is a better free throw shooter. Prioritizing the offensive rebound. 76-73. 8.4 remaining in this contest. It's Camden for a chance for his first points of the game. He's played, he gets it to go. A bit of a quick release there, can't give me time to build, but he's played 22 minutes, and on the 22nd minute, he gets his first points to go. 8:04. It is drilled, 76-75. The play call comes in from Madsen to the Golden Bears. An inbound here is necessary, and if you are Virginia Tech, you're looking at one man. It's the man at the top of the three-point line, Ben Hammond, your best free throw shooter.
Oh yeah, they're definitely going to try to get it to him, and Cal's got to recognize that.
Well, they get it to the second best man. It's Jane Shoot, and he will be fouled with 6.7. Hammond, the ideal, but if you can't have Hammond, you want Jane Shoot at the line. He has shot
4 for 4.
Let's see what he shot today. He shot a perfect 4 for 4 from the line. And just an overarching thing, the free throw shooting in this game has been impeccable. 25 for 27 is Virginia Tech. California, 19 for 21. Both teams have missed 2 shots. But if you remember back to that triple overtime game against UVA, Hammond went 1 for 1 to open the door. And Jane Shoot misses the first off the front of the rim. And now the door is open for a dagger 3 for Cal with 6.7 remaining. Jane Shoot, he needs to hit one to eliminate a layup winning this game.
No big man for Cal.
They want the three-point shooter. All these guys are three-point shooters as Jane Shoot splits the pair. 26 for 29 for the team overall. And the last timeout between either team is called, and it's a full 60 for Mike Young. And you look at this, and if you want familiarity, I'm not getting Stanford, I'm not getting Wake Forest, I'm getting UVA. Because that right there, honestly, exactly what happened in the second overtime of that game. Ben Hammond went to the line, he splits his pair, misses the first out of the entire game, the second of the entire game of a 16 for 18 performance. And now the door is open for a potential maybe missed 3 and a put back 2 to take this one to overtime. Does that sound familiar for you Hokie fans?
It sounds a little bit too familiar. This whole game seems a little bit too familiar.
It's like it's like watching a rerun of a movie.
Yes, it is. It's a movie we've seen before. The thing is, you obviously go to Ames in this situation, but who's the other guy? Is it Justin Pippen, who's 1 for 7? Is he your second option, or is it Chris Bell, who's 1 for 2? Nobody on the court has made more than 1 3 other than Day-Day Ames for Cal.
Something to note, it's been 3 minutes since California has hit any field goal, and Virginia Tech is a perfect 6 for 6. But California is supplementing those misses at the charity stripe. The charity stripe has meant so much in this contest with a combined 45, no, it's not 35, 45 makes. No, 35, 45, oh no. We're back in the game. It's a missed pass! It's a missed pass! Disaster strikes for California. As I was talking about the total free throw makes, I can't do basic addition, but that right there is a bad errant pass on an inbound that was
John Camden.
It was wide open. There was no defensive pressure at all. The only slight bit of defensive pressure was Ben Hammond. He was the only person on that side of the court. Mike Young trying to sneak in a little timeout there. The last thing you want to do is get called for a technical. But it's 4.5 remain. 77-75. The ball is on the Virginia Tech inbound. Mike Young has been told to get back on the sideline. Abdallas looking for an inbound. Gets it to Bedford. The quick foul there. Bedford hits the floor. Maybe trying to draw a little bit extra there. But Bedford goes to the line with a chance to take this 2-point lead to a 4-point lead. Now, in any other situation, I would say a 4-point lead is safe. But it's the California Golden Bears, and they have the only 4-point play win I can think of in all of Division I basketball against Notre Dame in ACC play. So,
See, the bad thing is for the Hokies, Bedford is not a great free throw shooter. He is 2 for 2 tonight, but 63% on the season. Luckily, he does have 2. He really needs one.
One is needed. But that's not the mindset you need if you're Bedford. And once again, deja vu strikes. The same way Jane Shute missed, front of the rim, just short, is the same way Bedford misses. And now he needs to do exactly what Jane Shute did and split the pair.
Cal has 6 on the court at the moment.
That's a good call. Bell is on the sideline. Madison having to call Bell back on. Are they denying the substitution? They allow for the substitution. It's interesting here how the setup is on the dead ball. Bedford gets it to go. That is needed. 1 for 2 splits the pair once more. 3.6 remains. To harken back to almost playoff football, Ravens Steelers, it was John 316 in the crowd. Does the Hokies have the same thing? Full court pass. It's there. Pippen for a tie. Back of the rim and out. And game over. Virginia Tech gets the one possession win that they have been solely looking for. It was a 3-point loss to Wake Forest. It was a loss to Stanford in a one possession game, but the Hokies home court finish the job 78-75 in a game where California led most of the way. Virginia Tech in a back and forth game get their one possession win on the 3rd time of trying.
I just want to say that was way too good of a look to give up. A great catch by John Camden on the other end of the floor. Great pass from Elich, but Pippen he couldn't get it, and Virginia Tech finally able to overcome some demons. I think this is a big win. It's a reset. It's okay. We got it done. Now let's get back to.
It's like seeing that first shot go in. You know you can do it.
Yeah.
But now it doesn't get any easier for either of these teams, as both these teams go into ranked matchups. As Virginia Tech gets SMU at the Moody Center for a potential quad 1 win, and California has the Blue Devils of Durham, North Carolina, the Duke Blue Devils to be more specific. Luckily, both these teams, luckily for Cal, they play at home, but right after that, it doesn't get any easier because they have UNC coming into town 3 days later. California, an extremely tough 2 games coming up. But Virginia Tech,
I feel really bad for them. That's a tough 1-2 punch.
But
Duke and UNC, and then I'm assuming Stanford will have the inverse of that. So I feel bad for both the California teams. That's 2 tough matchups coming into town. Back-to-back games.
It is indeed, but it will be the next game after SMU for Virginia Tech is Notre Dame here at Cassell Coliseum for a noon tip-off on January 17th, and maybe by then the student section will be in full force as classes restart the 20th. But before we let you go, we got to give you what to make of this game, and what I'm taking away is the all-around scoring of Virginia Tech. Their entire starting lineup, Bedford, Shute, Hansberry, Abdallas, Gerdak, all above 10 points, all double-digit scores. What do you make of that, Thomas?
I mean, that's fantastic. That's every coach's dream. It's a team victory, and a lot of that came from the free throw line. This is a team that shot 31 of them. They made 27, and they did struggle from 3, 5 of 23, but the team basketball that Virginia Tech plays is something, again, every coach loves. And I know that Mike Young, he loves it when he sees all of his guys get involved. And surprisingly, Ben Hammond, the only player for Virginia Tech not in the double figures. So a little bit surprising on that end, but all around a good team victory, and that's something, again, that helps in that reset. We got the one possession win, and everybody contributed.
Yeah, it was a short bench for Virginia Tech. They only played 2 non-starters. They only had a 7-man rotation. And California, they were forced to go deep with that foul trouble they got into early. But if you want to look at California, who did it right, the answer is Day-Day Ames, 21 points. Thomas, what do you think of that?
Oh, gosh, he was outstanding all night. 8 for 12, 2 for 2 from 3, 3 for 3 at the line. I mean, he was phenomenal. I don't think you could have asked him to play a much better game. And then I want to shout out Milos Ilic. He had an excellent game. Played very well, had 10 points. And then you get to the guys who struggled a little bit. Justin Pippen just did not have his best stuff tonight. 4 of 18 from the field and 1 of 8 from 3. He tried to force the issue a little bit too much. And in that situation when you're not hitting your shots, I'm not a fan of the just quit shooting. You have to keep putting them up, trying to get in rhythm, but you have to try to get the other guys involved. You know you don't have it. Let that create something else, and I think that Cal didn't do a great job of that when it came to Justin Pippen. And then DJ Campbell, 1 of 4 from the field, and then John Camden, 0 for 5 in his homecoming to Blacksburg. He almost put up a donut. Instead, he had those 2 free throws late.
Crucial free throws, though, for Camden. But honestly, to highlight anyone of you said, I would highlight Ilic. He came into this game only averaging 2 points. He comes out with 10, and more importantly, he was perfect. He did not miss a free throw. He did not miss a field goal attempt. He was 2 for 2 from the field and 6 for 6 from the free throw line.
Also had 4 assists, led the team, and he only played for 16 minutes.
Something to note, Hansberry crucially or excruciatingly away, 1 rebound away from his 5th consecutive double-double. He finished the day with 15 points and 9 rebounds. Something that Hansberry, honestly, if I'm Coach Mike Young, I'm honestly happy you lost it, because that's another thing in your head that you don't want. I got to get a double-double. I got to do that. So maybe you start playing a little bit more selfishly, but now that that's gone, Hansberry can now solely focus on SMU at the Moody Center. And what do you think of Toby Lawal's performance in his first game out of the minutes restriction? He played 24 today.
I think it was a very good game. I'd give it a solid B+. I think there was some things. He had 4 turnovers. That's just not something you want from a guy like Lawal. But he ended with 10 points, perfect at the line, had 7 rebounds, did foul out, went 3 of 5 from the field. I think in terms of a Toby Lawal game, not his greatest stuff, but a very good game overall.
You can still maybe say he's still kind of easing back into things. It is his first game out of the minutes restriction. He played 24. 4 turnovers led the way for the Hokies. They only had 10 overall. But if you want to look at maybe a trend, the Hokies were perfect down the stretch, 6 for 6 from the field. In California, they were 1 for 7. So I think the Hokies, honestly, maybe they finally got it right. We'll say that. They finally got it right at the end of the game. So I think, anything else you want to add, Thomas?
Just that it was a phenomenal game. Another great one here in Cassell. We got back-to-back instant classics, Stanford and Cal, and then Wake Forest, if you want to add that in there. And I hope the SMU game will be as good as this. And then for Cal, I really wish that team luck with Duke, because they are going to need it. Every team needs that luck with Duke.
That is true. Virginia Tech has not had a game in, honestly, now recent memory where it wasn't decided at the dead of the horn. But we are going to have to let you go, as the final score in Cassell Coliseum is 78-75. Virginia Tech wins in a thriller here in Blacksburg. For Lucas Harrison and Thomas Howlett, we thank you all for joining us here on 3304 Sports.